Hello, Facebook. Happy New Year, 2018. It's coming. Alright, so I'm gonna do this video now to kind of explain what has been going on in the process now that I've had a little bit of sleep and a little bit of time to kind of get my head together. Alright, so a lot of people have been saying, come by, I'll sign, I didn't sign for you, la-da-da-da-da. Well, the deadline to actually sign my petitions is passed. We had to file, by December 5th, everyone had to be filed. So we filed 560 signatures. Okay, and then my opponents put in an objection to my petition. And by them doing that, that went and that causes the Board of Elections to do what they call a binder check. Okay, so my opponents, they put together a document like this. It goes through and they'll put an X in the little area that says signer not registered. I know you guys can't read this because it's backwards. I'm trying to look at it in the phone. I can't read it either. But anyhow, this line right here, they'll put the X's by it. Then they'll put the X's here under whichever column and category, whichever they're challenging it under. And they'll go through and they'll do that for, every single one of my petition pages. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. So anyway, they threw out 120 of them is what they ended up throwing out. As I said last night, a lot of them are, it's technicalities because the people in Curran and Berlin have a New Berlin address, but because they signed New Berlin and they actually live in the village of Curran, they're throwing out all those signatures. Okay, well, the technicality, even though the technicality is, bullcrap, it doesn't matter because that's what that happens. Then I came in 64 signatures short of the 500, okay? Well, what that does is that shifts the burden of proof to me to then go out and prove that these signatures are legit and that they're voters and all the claims that the opposition is making is wrong. Here's where the problem is, okay? So the Board of Elections, when they are going down your signatures, when they're going through here and they're looking at the voter rolls on the computer and they're looking back, okay, and they're going to say page 1, line 5, and they're going to look at this and they're going to see, okay, they're saying they're not registered at this address. So then they're going to look through it, and if they can't read the, hang on. Okay, so then so we got here, like this, okay? And then so some of them, I can understand, you can't really make out some of that handwriting and stuff. But you're not necessarily supposed to be able to read the name on here. This is supposed to match to the signature in the database. And then if they can't find a voter registration card for the person to match a signature to, they throw it off. Okay? So then that leads to where we were at last Thursday, which was the binder check. Okay? So they, like I said, they threw out 64 of them. What that does, that shifts the burden of proof on me. And I only have until Wednesday at 5 p.m. to complete this, which is why I haven't been sleeping, why I've been out in 3 to 4 degree weather like a madman. That's why I've been delirious. You're crunched for time. And so I've got to go and I've got to get a minimum of 64 of these affidavits filled out by this the signature person that they challenged. Whether they're on the voting rolls or not, it doesn't matter. Teresa, I'm actually running for state representative. Remember, I dropped out of the Senate race when the party asked me to, and I went out after the House seat, after Rosemary Long asked me to drop out of the Senate race. I went for the House. So, yeah, Stephen T. Westerfield, Illinois, State Representative, 99th District, 2018, vote, that's right. Anyhow, okay, so where I'm at is I'm running around, I've got to get all of these affidavits filled out, done, everything. I've got to prepare all my legal arguments. I've got to find my case law. I've got to get all of that done by Wednesday at 5 p.m. It all has to be submitted by Wednesday at 5 p.m. I don't have very much time to do this. There's a very good possibility that I might not make the deadline. I am going to do everything in my God-given power with every strength and energy and being that I have in my body. And for you, those of you guys that know me personally and know me well, I don't have to tell you guys that. You know that. You know me. You know that when I put my mind to something and I make it my goal, I will see it through no matter what it takes. You literally have to kill me to take me out of the game. So, that being said, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do what I can do by Wednesday, you guys. If I don't make the ballot, man, I'm going to file as a write-in. I don't want to let you guys down, man. It's not about what they're doing to me, because this has never been about me. People over politics, this isn't about me. This is about you guys. So what they're doing to this process that they're making us go through, they're making me go through this process. They're making me go through this process to hinder you guys, to take your guys' choice away from you in a primary election. And this is how the parties choose our candidates for us every time. Because if you only have one name on the ballot in March for the primary election, that name wins automatically by default. And even though there's going to be 2 Democrats on the other side of the ticket, this is an R5 district. A Democrat is not going to win this district. It's not going to happen, okay? The Republicans could literally put a monkey on the ballot and have an R behind its name, and it's going to win the general election in November. Okay? So the primary election, if there is only one candidate on the ballot, and listen, okay, the Sangamon County Republican Central Committee is made up of all the precincts. I think there's like 107 precincts in Sangamon County, if I believe correct. There's like 20 something vacancies right now. So, and half those people, they're appointed, so they're not even voting members of the committee. So let's narrow it down and say about 30, 40, maybe I'll be generous and say 50 people. Okay? 50 people came together and chose Mike Murphy as your state representative. And they have effectively, at this point, until I prove my case otherwise, have gotten me off of the ballot. They have taken the people's choice away. They have taken your choice away from you. Your candidate was just selected for you. Do you understand what I'm saying, you guys? This is how they oppress us. This is how they win. This is how they have power over us. This is why they are the kingsmakers. This is why we, the people, have to stand up and take it back. We can't be scared of their money. We can't be scared of their power. I don't care. They can put a sniper in a tree down the road and put a red dot right here. Put one through my skull, because it's the only way you're going to stop me. You guys, we all have to stand up together, okay? I will stand first. I will be a martyr. I don't care. See this shirt? I believe in that. Yeah, Jennifer, that's why you don't vote, and that's the problem. Because our candidates are selected for us. We need more people like you that don't vote to vote. We all have to vote. You gotta get registered, you've gotta vote. I know that our candidates are selected for us, but there's only one way to stop it, and that's us, the people, to start voting. Okay? So, I'm gonna be on this ballot as a write-in candidate. Well, I know you do. But Jennifer, we're going to get you in there. You're going to start voting. We're going to start saying who our people are again. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to literally come to your house and say, it's election day, Jennifer. Let's go. We've got to stand together, you guys. We've got to come back, okay? after the New Year's is done, after Saturday I will be in Auburn, Illinois at the Auburn Public Library from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Out there speaking. I don't know what it's going to turn out like. I didn't write a script. I'm not going to write a script. I will be out there. You guys are more than welcome to come. The building holds about 40 people. I don't know who will come, who won't, whatever. If it's me and one voter sitting there talking to him, I guess call me John Kasich. I'll be sitting there eating pancakes with one voter in the room. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'll stand there and talk to myself. I'm pretty good at it. But anyway, man, seriously, guys, Happy New Year. 2018 has got to be the year. People over politics. We've got to stand up. We've got to join together. We have to do this. We've got to take over the precincts, okay? The county chairs come together, the central committee, all those people are all voted in by the precincts. It takes 10 signatures to get on the ballot as a precinct committeeman. If a House district or a Senate district is made up of 4 or 5 counties, those 4 or 5 counties chairs come together and they choose the candidate that the party's going to endorse for the primary. Okay? Those county chairs are voted in by the precinct committeemen. This is why we will be taking over the precincts and we will be voting out the chairs and then we will be voting our people into the chair. And we will do that county by county by county by county. And we will eject them. We will get rid of the old school dinosaurs that are complacent in their own self-righteousness and think that for the moment they have some kind of superiority to choose our candidates for us and tell us what's best for us. It's kind of like the family court systems telling us what's in the best interest of our children. Dude, Rosemary Long and the Sangamon County Republican Central Committee, they have no right to tell me what's in the best interest for me and what candidate is best for me to represent me. Mike Murphy isn't my voice. Mike Murphy can't represent me. He is not a voice for me. Is he a voice for you? That's where the problem comes in. We've got 30, 40, 50 people choosing who gets to be our voice. We can't do it. We've got in the courtrooms, we've got judges sitting here telling us what's in the best interest for us as individuals with individual rights and individual God-given freedoms. We have judges sitting on the benches telling us what's in our best interest. It's not right, you guys. The only way we can stop it, there's 2 ways. There's 2 ways to stop it. 1, we get involved in our political system, we take the keys to the republic back, and we restore it to its rightful owners, the people. Or number 2, I'm not even going to say it because I'm going to have some people on here saying that I'm a radical and I'm a revolutionary. Well, number 2, everybody knows what number 2 is. Those are our only 2 options. And let me tell you something. I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And I mean that with every fabric and fiber known up of my being. I need you guys to stand up. Option number 2 does not need to be on the table. Because we can win this thing with option number 1. But it's going to take all of us coming together and standing together and saying enough is enough. Because the republic is not dead. It's only dead if we allow it to die. We can do this without bloodshed. We can do this by using the system that is in place. All we have to do is remove the kingsmakers who think they are superior to us. Because my parents were crackheads and I was in the ghetto, growing up with no gas and no electricity, somehow they are better than me? I don't think so. That does not make them better than me. It does not make them better than you. Okay, I hear people like, you're running for a political office, you wear blue jeans, you wear a t-shirt, you wear a South Pole jacket, you have tattoos. So what? What's that mean? What, is there some kind of standard? The last I checked, I only have to need to be 18 years old or 21 years old. Okay? I gotta be 21 years old and a resident in the district into which I seek office for 2 years. What does that mean? That means even felons that get out of prison can run for elected official. But you know what? They'll run that felon through the mud, they'll put him all over the TV and smash his criminal record. All you guys gotta do with that reputation is stand up and say, what are you gonna do to me that I haven't already done to myself? I already been through it. I lived through it. I survived it. You're gonna tell me what's best for me? Hey, listen, man. The best counselors are ex-addicts. Give me an amen on that one, Teresa Stumper. You know where I'm at. Okay? If you haven't lived it, you can't represent me. Mike Murphy, I guarantee you, he's never sat in the kitchen and watched his mom smoke crack. I guarantee it. I guarantee you, he never one day in his life knows what it's like to take baths by warming up water on the stove. Or a sponge bath, because you don't have a stove either to heat it up on, and the water's too damn cold to sit in. How is someone who has no idea what it's like to be you gonna be the voice for you? They can't. They can call me radical, they can call me crazy, they can drag my name through the mud. I do not care. It's time to set a new standard. You know what? Go ahead. Tell the people something they don't know about me. Tell the people something they don't know about me. Go ahead. I don't care. Because you know what? It's people. I still have the same exact right. I still put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. I would say that I pee standing up just like you do, but you probably sit down. I don't know. But anyway, I love you guys, man. It's time to stand up, you guys. It's 2018. We cannot let this happen to us anymore for the sake of convenience. Okay? We cannot give up any more of our rights for the sake of convenience. Just because it's convenient and we can just sit home and be these industrial slaves that they've created us to be, we can't be that anymore. We have to stand up. Who are they to tell you what you can do in your own living room of your own home? Okay? What does that mean? How much power do you want to give them? It's New Year's Eve. How many of you guys are going to be out there getting hammered tonight? How many of them? How far does it have to go before you've had enough? Do they have to come in and say, no more drinking on New Year's Eve in your living room? If you do, you're in violation of ILCS 2210.6. And I have the right to come into your home and destroy your life because I know what's best for you. Does it have to come to that? Does it have to come to something like that? I hope not. Okay? They slowly strip our freedoms away every day. Something as simple as a seatbelt. Okay? Something as simple as a seatbelt. Why? Because it's easier for us to pay the stupid seatbelt ticket and get it supervision and get it wiped off our record than to stand up and say, no, you know what? It's my individual choice to wear a seatbelt or not. Because they know that they've designed the laws. They have lawyers in the legislature that are writing the laws designed to where you have to hire a lawyer. And then a lawyer can charge you whatever amount of money he wants for you to navigate the system. They've got you. They've got us all. I'm sober as well, Jennifer. I just got home. I'm warming up. Hope I can just feel my fingers again. My toes, not so much yet. But I'm telling you guys, man, how far does it gotta go? Well, I guess I'm asking you. How far does it gotta go before enough is enough? For me, I've had enough. We cannot And I don't care. Andy, man, you know, I see you're on here, dude. And so let's go ahead and talk about, I know you're real big on everybody having health insurance, okay? I know you're real big on that. And here's my thing. I wish to God there was a way that we could give everybody in the United States health care, okay? Without government control. If we can formulate a way to make that happen, I got your back, bro. But I'm not giving control of anything to the government and trusting that they are going to do what's best for us. With government, with government handout comes government regulation. Okay? Just like food stamps. Food stamps, we hear all this debate about, well, should we drug test for food stamps? Should we drug test for food stamps? Okay. So now we're going to feed you. The government's going to feed you. We're going to give you this free food, okay? We're going to feed you. We're going to make you dependent on our free food, okay? But if you don't do A, B, and C, we're going to take that free food away from you. So when I say jump, you're going to say how high, and if you don't, I'm going to take that food away from you. How is that free society? How is that helping our society? It's not. It's not that I'm incompassionate. It's not that I don't have compassion, that I don't care about poor people. But we can't take care of poor people with government control. Government control comes to government regulation, and they hurt us and they corral us straight into the slaughter. Sanctions. You want to put sanctions on North Korea? Everybody talks about sanctions on North Korea. Why do I say just nuke them? You know what? We've got the most strategic weapons in the world. We could go take Kim out in just a matter of seconds. Okay? Boom! Kim's gone. Fat Kim is gone. He's out eating cake wherever he's in heaven for the rest of his days. He's done. Okay? But sanctions. Who's gonna starve? Who's gonna be the ones that really get hurt by sanctions? Not Kim. Not the regime. Kim and the regime will still live like kings. It's the people. It's the people that suffer. It's the people that will be slowly starving to death because of the sanctions that we put on. So while everybody wants to be diplomatic and let's talk about sanctions and we'll put more sanctions on North Korea and that'll stop the problem, it's not going to stop the problem. All it's going to do is make the people, the poor people, the peasants of North Korea suffer. You guys, I don't know if it's just me. I have a different way of viewing things, but I am not an impassionate guy, all right? But I am not about government control. And you guys got to level with me here. Agree with me at least to one extent that with government handouts comes government control. Regulation. Okay, free college. Let's talk about free college, okay? Let's talk about we'll give everybody free college. What are the stipulations, though, that you have to meet to have that free college? Okay, well, you have to take this certain class, and these are the certain studies that it qualifies for, and this and that, and this and that. You don't get free college. You get a free education of the couple little areas that they say, oh, well, you know what? We'll pay for free college. You could be an accountant. You could be an attorney. You could be this. Those are your choices. You don't get to come in and just say, oh, I get free college. It's great. I'm going to go be a brain surgeon. Nope. No, you're not. Because the brain surgeon degree, that's going to be if you pay for your own. The government's going to give you, oh, well, you could come this. Man, who cares about free college? Go to trade school. Learn how to weld. Learn how to drive a truck or become an LPN. Look at the newspapers. Look at the jobs that are in there. Speaks for itself. Truck drivers, licensed practical nurses, and welders. That's what's there. Oh, you guys. I'm just winding down, man. I think I'm going to get off of here now. I've said a lot. We needs more jobs and less government. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to get the more jobs until we have less government. And that's the problem. Illinois, man, okay. Illinois used to be, I can't believe we've got, like, here in the 99th district, we've got Simplex, I think we've got still. And we've got Bun. I think that's about all we got. We don't have anything here anymore. Get rid of Madigan and his bloodsuckers and set term limits. Well, Teresa, term limits, I'm all about term limits. I don't think that any person, legislator, governor, senator, I don't think any of them should serve longer than 8 years. 8 years, you're out of there. Need higher minimum wage. Andy, but setting a mandatory minimum wage isn't the answer. If we want to talk about a minimum wage, a mandatory minimum wage, what are you going to do about a company that, like my bosses? If my boss had to pay all of her employees, a small coming up business, $15 an hour mandatory minimum, she's going to go out of business, bro, and we're not going to have these jobs. Well, it may be a start, but we got to talk about exclusions though. Where do you draw the line? And then that's my problem. So what do you say? So a business that has, because, okay, dude, I'm all about talking about Walmart. You need to pay this much money. All right. Because Walmart can afford it. But then we still have the problem of then they're just going to pass it on to the consumer. So how do you stop that? How do you stop them from price gouging? How do you stop them from jacking it up? Well, 12 would be meeting in the middle. 12 would be meeting in the middle, and let's talk. I mean, I'm not against talking about any of it, and I want to see, this is what I want to see. I want to see more things coming out of the legislators' hands and more things becoming ballot referendums. Put it on the ballot. Well, right, and for example, Joel, man, let's look at the new tax bill. Everybody, it's a nightmare, it's blah, 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 blah. But what happened? We've got companies investing billions back into our country again. We've got companies that are jacking their wages up. Well, okay, we all pay for it now because of Section 8, food stamps, and Medicaid. They need raises. Well, okay, well, think about this, though, Andy. What's going to happen to somebody that goes up to $12 an hour, and then they get booted off of Section 8 and their food stamps? Because they make a little bit too much over the threshold, but still not enough to live because of the price gouging that's going on. When a gallon of milk costs $5, what are you going to do, man? This is why, I remember you, Andy, specifically you posting about the milk wars. That's the free market, brother. And that's the capitalism that everybody hates. I mean, that's a free market, dude. That's competition back and forth. Aldi's and Walmart were going spatting. And you notice Aldi's has been building stores right by Walmart's. They're competing, man. They're like Walgreens and CVS. Boom, boom, right across the street from each other. And you get the gas wars going on. Gas stations on four corners. Boom, boom, they're all lowering the price. It's the free market, and it will, but I understand that there's some things, okay? Social Security program. I am not going to say that I'm against Social Security, all right? Social Security is what it is. But what all are we taking out of the Social Security, though? Title 4D, we're paying for, yes, Title 4D, we're paying states $1 billion, $50 billion a year out of our Social Security Act to be given to states as incentive payments for child support enforcement. What this is doing is it's creating an EIN number. So the courts, the more families they break up and the more child support orders they put into place, the higher their incentive payment is for that year. You do get booted off help for way less than $12 an hour. You're right, Jennifer. You're absolutely right. And I have heard people out here on the street saying, I can't go to work for less than $22 an hour because if I do, I lose my Section 8 and I lose my food stamps and I lose this and I lose that. And so, yeah, there's problems everywhere. But listen, you guys, if we before government is stealing monies, Teresa, exactly, you're going. Okay. Before we talk about cutting anything from the people, anything from the people, I don't care if it's cutting pensions, I don't care what it's cutting. Before we talk about that, we need to start talking about getting our local government, our units of government and our state government in check. We have more local unit governments than any state in the nation. We have one of the 5th highest paid legislature in the nation. We want to talk about that? And I'm not talking about police and fire and teachers, okay? I'm talking about elected officials. Elected officials, elected or appointed officials. Alright? It's time to take their pay down. It's time to take their pensions away. Then and only then should we begin to talk about taking the people's money away. Alright guys, it's 2018. I've been rambling for a while. I can't believe you guys all stuck with me, man. Happy New Year's. God bless you guys. People over politics. Vote Stephen Westerfield, 99th District, State Representative, March 20th, 2018. If you gotta write me in, we'll write me in. We'll get it to that point when we get there. But for right now, my name will still be there. Well, before we go, hold on. Okay. Declaration of intent to run as a write-in candidate. Okay, so when you go into the voting booth on March 20th, you're going to see a ballot. It's going to look like that. It's going to say state representative, and it's going to have Mike Murphy's name up there with a little oval, and then there's going to be a blank line with a little oval next to it. You're going to circle in the little blank oval, the oval by the next little blank line. You're going to draw that dark like it shows in the picture. And then you're going to write my name right there, Stephen Westerfield, on the line that's labeled, that's marked write-in right there. Where, I don't know what he says, Bob somebody. Anyway, so that's how we're going to do that. But we're going to have more videos on that coming up. We're still planning on having our name on the ballot, to start with, but you know, if it's not, we'll take option number 2, door number 2, and we'll go with the write-in. So I love you guys. Happy New Year 2018. God bless you guys. People over politics. Deuces.